Ooh. Okay, it's not doing it for Insta. Oh, it did. Okay, there we go. Yay, we're live on Instagram too. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Biz Chat Daily with me, Tracy V. Allen, and
Londyn Nikole, good morning, guys.
looking cute as ever, right?
Thanks. So like your skin looks amazing.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I try to take care of my skin so that I don't look old. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Um, so what are we talking about today? I think we're talking about marketing strategies for 2025 because I think things are going to look a little different in
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so combination marketing strategies for 2025. Also, what are you going to do by the end of the year? We still got a couple time, a little bit of time left to the end of the year.
Mhm.
So what can you do by the end of the year to either get ready for 2025, make money before the end of 2025 to set you up for 2025?
Yep.
So what are you doing? So what are you doing, Tracy? Like by the end of the year, like what are your top, I guess, like three things you're working on, or like money making things that you're working on?
Um, Digital products and courses right now are going to be the main focus for me making money towards the end of 2025. Things that people can wrap their minds around. So, like right now, I'm teaching a class on how to create multiple streams of income for your nonprofit organization. And I had a class last night, and I did a fire presentation on capital campaigns. I
Oh,
forgot.
so I was,
I
listen. So when
forgot
we
to
were
hit the
talking,
record button.
listen. So before we got in here, guys, Tracy was telling me about all of this, and let's just pray. Let's just have a moment of prayer, because if you are it's 2024. You have made a video content, been out and about, talked to somebody, something has happened that you said inside, why wasn't I recorded? And I was jokingly
Mhm.
saying, in TS Madison voice, again, tied to personal branding, quotes and things that you say, she always say, is we recording, or are we recording? And that's, again, and so when Tracy was like, she did this fire presentation and it was amazing, and she looked down and realized she didn't record, I was like, it hurts. It hurts.
It
It
does.
hurts. So we
It really
listen. So
does.
if you're any content creator, you had to have experienced that hurt before. Let's just a moment of silence, because it's
I
nothing.
know, I know.
It's nothing like losing an interview. Oh, and let's not even get into dropping it or losing it. Just not
Mhm,
capturing it in the moment is already hurtful before we even get to that. But yeah, I
mhm,
think that's just something we
mhm,
should talk about. And I was saying we should talk about because everybody has been there, where you were somewhere, you felt it, you felt like you were in the zone, you felt it. It was like your mama didn't record the touchdown, she missed it. What was you
mhm,
doing? You have
mhm.
all the feelings. What did you do after you when did you realize you didn't record though?
After I pressed end, after it was all said and done, and I was just like, "Wait a minute, did I actually record this?" Because I remembered putting it on pause initially
Right.
so that I could go do stuff while people were coming into the room. And then I sat down and kind of just got into it. And I was just like, oh, shoots, I don't think I actually recorded it. But I needed to go get dinner. So I was just like, when dinner is done, because, it has to process. And then I
Right.
didn't come back to the computer. So this morning I got up and I was like, God, please make me have recorded it. I really want to have recorded that. And I pressed download and 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That
And
was
how
just
long were you
me
talking for?
logging in and pressing pause.
And how long was the presentation?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, 3 minutes of an hour and a half. Yeah. Yeah.
3 seconds, seconds,
Three
seconds.
seconds. three
Yeah.
seconds Yeah, yeah.
So
That hurt. That hurt.
I have to sit down and re-record. And this was live, right? But now I have
Right.
to sit down and re-record it because they need the yeah, it's heartbreaking for real essence. Yeah, they really need the
And then I'm
recording.
pretty sure it's heartbreaking now too that you're saying by the end of the year, courses and the whole nine. and I'm just
Yep.
listening to you. You were probably going to use it as a course
Of
or intro piece
course.
to a course.
Of course. So now I have to re-record it today. But that is par for the course. It happens to every entrepreneur.
Listen,
Sometimes you're moving so fast that you miss a step, and then that step is costly and you got to go back. But anyways, moving forward. So we're talking about things that we can do in 2025. So one of the things I've been doing too is giving daily tips and strategies to nonprofits and social entrepreneurs of how they can make money and how they can leverage what they already have to make money through donations or through earned income by the end of the year. So that is one of the strategies I've been using along with the courses and the digital products as well. And it's bringing in new clients because people are
oh
seeing
wow,
it. It's allowing them to think outside the box. They're like, wait a minute, I never thought about that. Oh, how do I get that done? So it is definitely one of the strategies that I've been using. I'm not trying to take on like consulting clients right now because it's too close to the end of the year. And I believe in self care. So from December 16th to what is it, the second week of January, the first week, the end of the first week of January, I'm outie. Like, who? Tracy, who? Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
and it's so funny.
Yeah.
So on the flip end, like for personal brands, this is like our time to shine. Like
Hmm.
because it's the end of the year. So people should be having galas, events, networking events. And if you're a personal brand, you should be hosting those events. You should be speaking. And if not, you should be getting there with your presence because
Hmm.
again, it's nonprofits and they're gonna need the fundraisers. They're gonna need the people, you know what I mean, to come out to
Hmm.
spice up the event. So I think for me, I'm doing the same thing. The focus is digital products and actually community. I'm actually
Hmm.
focusing this time
Oh,
because it's the
yeah.
holidays and everything is happening and people are by themselves and people don't have anybody to go out with. So
Mhm.
as a personal brand, I'm focused on my communities. I'm taking because it's a part of my values. It's a part of
Right,
my
right.
values. It's a part of the problems I solved. And
Mhm,
I guess we're both laughing because again, you have to find humor in business because well, I feel like most people be like, oh man, that's so sad, do something for them for free. The business part of you has to be like, this is a business. Networking and communities are businesses. Like you
mhm,
pay to go to an event or you pay to be a part of a club. So I feel like this is a great time to like focus on communities and focus on your hub. So that's
mhm,
actually kind of like my strategy for the end of 2024, digital products and focusing on communities. And like communities by themselves, like paid
mhm,
communities or
mhm.
event with that type of community feel. So that's my
Yeah,
thing.
awesome. Um, you did make a point that I want to piggyback on,
Yeah,
that
I saw your
nonprofits
face.
need yeah, that
Yeah.
nonprofits need to be doing all these activities towards the end. And that's why I'm teaching the class now. So my class ends on December 10th because I gotta go because I have some medical things I need to deal with after, and I just need a break. This is my
Right,
break
right,
time.
right.
Remember, I came from education, so I'm accustomed to being off for 2 weeks during Christmas. So I
But
still
again, as
maintain
a
some of
personal
those
brand,
things. Mhm.
right? But as a
That's what,
personal
and I tell
brand,
my clients up front. So whatever you need from me, I make sure that they have all of their needs met prior to me going out. They know exactly what they need to do. They have the contingency plans, whatever they need to make the maximum impact at the end of the year. All of that is set before I leave. And then, of course, my administrative assistant or my operating manager, they're still there. So if they have questions, they can reach out and speak to those people. But me, the owner, I'm out.
but see, this is why I think is again going back to the conversation yesterday. It's very clear to separate yourself as the brand,
Mhm,
the personal brand, and then your company. So in your company, you can take the 2 weeks off, and
mhm,
you just
mhm,
said it. In your personal brand life, you still have
mhm.
to attend some of these events while also trying to care for yourself at the same time. Before you have to then go back in and clock into that
Correct.
particular company at the top of
Mhm.
the year. So again,
Yep.
this is why scheduling and planning is so important because again we do similar things, but our lives and how you go about doing it is
Mhm.
completely
Completely
different.
different. Yeah.
Completely different. And I think people have to remember that personal piece, how
Mhm.
you demonstrate it and make your calendar should affect you, your lifestyle, what that looks like for you and your business. So I agree with you.
Correct. The other thing that you said that I want to piggyback on, because we're talking about what's going to possibly happen in 2025
Right.
that will affect marketing. I think one of the things you said is community. I think we're
Yeah.
getting back to that again. Community is going to be super, super important in 2025.
Yes.
Um, we had gotten away a little bit from community building a
Yeah.
core audience that you can really wrap your mind around and they can get to know you. You can get to know them on a personal level. I think we got away from that for a while. And I think that is going to be one of the things that we're going to have to get back to in 2025 in order to push our businesses forward is to build authentic communities. One of the things I was telling my group last night is that yes, I push social media a lot and they do need to be present on social media, but they cannot get away from community outreach. They have to
Right.
physically in their physical forms be in those community streets talking to people, shaking, like you said, kissing babies and shaking hands, right? They have to be out there doing that on a consistent basis because people need trust. The trust factor right now is a low for a lot of things for a lot of reasons,
Listen.
right? So people need to see,
Listen. Come on.
touch you, feel you, smell you to really trust you. You have to be in their faces and on a consistent basis. And how, even if you're online, even if your community is online, how you appear to people online, how often
Yeah.
you appear to them online, the messaging that you're putting out needs to be authentic.
Yes.
Hmm.
I agree with you. No, I think you wrapped that up with a really nice bow and presented it. And let me just jump back to the part that you said on and off social media, because that is a huge component. I say on my, with my company and my tagline, you have to be that person on and off social media. So that's the duality. Like, you feel
Yeah.
me? Is the internet real? Yes. Is the real world real? Yes. But the blending of you jumping in both of those worlds, the portal should be you. The portal should be your company. So I wholeheartedly
Mhm.
agree. And this is a perfect time to go out and kiss babies and hold hands. One,
Yes.
the political climate in which we're in right now, offices are changing, seats are changing, the guards are changing. Two, tons
Mhm.
of people are retiring around this time. They're
Mhm.
leaving. It's the holiday times for the mental health capacity. Kids
Mhm.
are going to be out of school. It is a reason again to, again, you have to think about, again, if you're the Santa Claus in your business, are you the Batman in your business?
Yeah.
Are you get what I'm saying? This is the season to sit here. Again, like you said, let them talk to you, touch you, see you, smell you, and they get a sense of really who you are. Because again, the
Mhm.
trust factor is low. It's bots, it's AI. People already are thinking that this right now is AI. You know what I mean? You have
Yeah.
a generation who's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is AI.
Yeah.
So you have to go in person. Let's be clear, with scamming, people feel uncertain. All of these type of messagings, you have to go in person to let people know you really are a person who really operates this. You're a real thing. Even Google is like, help us authenticate you better. Think about that.
Mhm.
You have AI companies who are asking, are you really, really who you are? So we're in a time, you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? I agree
Mhm.
with you 110%. This is the perfect time to really touch people and say,
Mhm.
this is who I am. This is my values. This is what I believe in. And this is how I can help you or your community or your audience.
Yeah, and I like what you said about it, the AI being part of the issue, because it is, right?
And we love it.
You
Whoa,
know,
we love it.
I love
We love
AI.
it.
I have a
We
whole
love it.
company dedicated to AI. I'm building out an AI platform currently, but
Right.
it's so hard. It is so hard to tell
Yeah.
the difference between AI and a real person at this point. The deep fake
Yeah.
is deep faking. Okay.
Listen, the rabbit
So
hole is long. It is long. It is
yeah, it
long.
is.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
deep fake is deep faking. So you can't even trust your eyes right now, okay? Because what you think you're seeing may not be what you're actually seeing,
Isn't
right?
that hard? Like that's
It
a
is
mind wrap.
hard. It
That is a
is. It
mind
is.
wrap of what you just said. That is a mind. You get what I'm saying? Like that was a mind wrap
Yeah, it
that
really,
you don't know.
you don't know. Like I see
Yeah.
things and I'm like, is this real? Is this fake? You know, and then you watch it 3, 4, 5 times to kind of see if you can see a glitch or something that will make you know that it is not real. You really cannot trust your mind. Like, you can't even trust if you're listening to a podcast and you can't see the person's face, if
I
that
was just
person
about
is
to get to that.
actually speaking to you, right? Because I can clone my voice. Someone else can clone my voice. God forbid. Please don't be cloning nobody else's voices. But
But
people
we're in
can
that
do that.
time.
Yeah, we're
Right,
in
but
that
we're in
time,
that time.
you know,
But
where
that's why I said
to the
that
point
part,
that my daughter and I have a code word.
you
So
have to.
if someone calls her and says, "Hey," or, it sounds like me on the phone, and she's like telling her like, something has happened to me or whatever, she can ask for a code word, and if I don't say it, then it's not me.
Listen, and I think we're getting to that point. Not
Mhm,
only on top of families, I think we're getting that way with communities, that
mhm,
you're going to see more restricted communities. We're already seeing it in business. What was the article a couple months ago? Remember the restaurant who had
mhm.
basically said we're this age and above, period, no kids, no teenagers, you
Yeah,
got to be 25 and up. You're going to
yeah,
see more companies being very clear. You have Lululemon, who's very clear about who their target
mm,
audience is, and they don't want
yeah,
anybody else, whether we agree or disagree to
mhm,
how that person operates. You get what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm.
Shame, lemon, shame. Let's just but just shame.
Yeah,
But you do have that now. So I
mhm,
think you're going to see more communities get very clear about, hey, this is the type of audience we want. This is what's happening over here. This is what's not happening. We're this type of community. We're this type of business because of the
mhm,
authenticity factor, because of AI, because of all of these tools. And people want a safe space that they
mhm,
know if they're investing their time, their money, or their audience, you are a real product, you have a real
mhm,
cause, you are a real person, and you really can do what you say you can do, again, on and off social media. So I agree that all of those things are hitting. So, like, let's speak into that. Where do you see in 2025, how do you see nonprofits and businesses actually like functioning, like going forward?
Okay, so before I answer that question, let me
Yeah, yeah.
piggyback on what you said. So
Oh,
I see a DENI, and I'm certified as a DNI consultant. I see a conundrum because you're talking about niche grouping, right? And I see a lot of that happening right now on TikTok. So like there's this whole movement for Black people to get together and only buy Black. They've been trying to do this for a long time, and
right,
we
right,
always divest because you like this brand and that brand and whatever, right? And then it's
right, right.
access to easy access. You got a Walmart everywhere, you got a Target everywhere, you got a Starbucks, blah blah blah. So it's like niching down and trying to find uh, a cohort of Black businesses in various major cities and towns and whatever, and digitally so people can order things just from Black people, right?
Right,
Because again, the political sphere that's going on currently.
right.
Um, I see that becoming a conundrum, and I already see it happening where um, white women are like, "Oh, that's exclusive. You're trying to push us out." Blah 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 blah. So when you talk about those niches, and those niches have always existed, but when they become blaringly obvious and exclusionary, I do see it creating some contention between groups as well. Not that it's not needed. I'm not saying that it's not needed, but I also do see the conflict that can come out of it.
Yeah, I think it's, but so I agree with you too, and that's why I think the communication of what
Mhm,
your company, or sorry, what your not company, your
mhm.
community offers is gonna be your saving grace. I really
Yes
wholeheartedly think
and
it's gonna
no.
be your saving grace.
I think that's a yes and a no. And
What do
and
you mean?
here's why. You talked about Lululemon and
Yeah,
how they're exclusionary. They don't want people like me and you wearing their
right,
clothing. That's not who they
right,
made it for. But I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay.
yeah,
You don't want me to wear your clothes? There are lots of other
cool,
brands I can wear, right? And probably way cheaper than your brand.
right,
Um, but look at how people got up in arms about the fact that they could not wear it. They didn't
but I
just
guess
say,
this is,
"Okay, well, you don't want us to wear it, we won't wear it." Right?
but see,
They
I guess
want
that's why
it's
we're
almost like
both.
they wanted to wear it because they could not wear it.
And that's where I was coming, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what I was getting back to. That's that goes into that whole, you get what I'm saying? Oh, it's a
Yeah.
limited amount of it. That's that luxury talk. It's a limited amount. It's only for this group. It's only for these
Mhm.
people. And let me be clear, if we're gonna throw Lululemon in there, remember
Mhm.
also back in the day, it was a brand like Tommy Hilfiger. It was
Yes.
said that he didn't want black people in his clothing, but
Mhm.
people are like, where is that proof? He never
Mhm.
said it. But there was
Mhm.
a brand image around that company that he
Mhm.
didn't want that, or he said that. No one ever
Mhm.
knew where it came from. So you
Mhm.
had people already boycotting because he thought he said it while other people were still wearing it. So that's what I
Mhm.
mean. I think you're going to always have that middle line.
Yeah.
However, I do feel like, I guess I'm just being honest, for a lot of conscious people, let's
Mhm.
use the Lululemon brand for instance.
Mhm.
I think that is their saving grace because
Mhm.
they made it known that's who they are.
Mhm.
So they kind of have put themselves in a box. And I feel like that actually helps you know who you're supporting and who you're not supporting
Mhm.
versus, because and Lululemon is again a hard example because they didn't say it from the jump and build it from the jump. It was like he was at an airport and it came out that way.
Yeah.
So you kind
Yeah.
of played yourself. However, you also have a lot of brands coming out, like for plus size women, saying, "Hey, it's solely for plus women, and no one else can wear it." So
Mhm.
I've also, again, like you said, it's one of those conversations where it seems like no matter how you say it or communicate it, it could still be that clash back and forth.
Yeah, there is going to be.
Yeah.
And there's like another company that opens their door about this wide, and if you can't fit through it, then you can't come and buy nothing. Yeah, there's another company that does that. It's weird, but like you said, it's niching down and speaking directly because that's one of the things we talked about earlier this week. Because this is
Right.
a daily show, so we do this daily, right? This is
Right.
Biz Chat Daily, and we talked about niching down and having focused messaging to directly to your audience. Okay, so they're speaking directly to their audience. You got to be a size 0, 1, or 2 in order to shop in their store, and that's it. And I'm not mad at it. They're just
Because I
not
feel
where
like
I'm
that's
going to
what they're
shop.
doing anyway. But I'm like, yo,
Yes.
if your website shows it, if your door shows it, if you get what I'm saying, your models show it,
Yeah.
you're already communicating without audibly saying that we can't wear
Mhm.
your stuff or support your stuff. So I do feel like it's going to be a problem no matter what because you
Yes.
can't make something for everybody. Even you, I feel like
No.
everybody can go to Walmart. I do. I feel like everybody can go on Walmart.
Mhm.
However, because everybody can go on Walmart, everybody don't want to go on Walmart.
That is so true.
You get
That
what I'm
is so
saying?
true. Yes.
Everybody can go in Target, but everybody can't go in
Go in
Target.
Target. Yep. Mhm.
You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's one of those things like, yes, you can walk into Hermes and go buy something from Hermes, but everybody cannot go in there and buy a Birkin the same day.
Girl, they're not even letting you through the door if you don't look a
Uh,
certain way. Forget it.
You you get what I'm
Forget it.
saying? So
Yeah.
they have it
So
clear. So
everything is not for everybody. And we just need to accept that everything is not for everybody. Find your
and I
tribe.
think with even communities too, I think we
Yeah,
have to
find your
like start
tribe.
looking at, yeah, I think we have to look at our communities different. I
Mhm,
think we all have to look at our communities as like,
mhm,
for instance, Walmart. Walmart has a general theme with a Walmart, why it was created, because it has access.
mhm.
However, you have a Walmart, let's be clear, black people, we have black Walmart in the town, and we say we have white Walmart. I'm gonna go to the white Walmart over here. I'm gonna go to the
Mhm.
black Walmart over here. Why? Because it's a different demographics and it could also be different products. A lot of
Definitely.
urban Walmarts have more Hispanic food, or they could
Mhm,
have other items for that community in there. So I think
mhm.
people have to remember, in a community, you have your audience, you have fans, you have supporters, you have this. So even if you make a community, you can do different things for that audience within that whole community without limiting yourself, but still having a clear audience of who you're talking to. And I think we miss
Absolutely.
that point so much, that you
Mhm,
can have balance within your community.
mhm. So you asked me the question, what do I think is going to happen with marketing in 2025? I
Yeah.
think it goes back to what I was saying earlier. We're going to have to reach out and touch somebody. You're going to
Yep.
have to do some in-person contacts. It's not going to just be um, Facebook or
Yeah, that's
using
dead.
social media, basically, because people are going to need to know that you're a real person. They're going to need to know that you are really about the business that you say you're about, that you're not just here reading a script or you're deep faking them. They're going to need to know that you are who you say you are. So it's going to be a combination. I think we're going to get back to a lot of our basic grassroots type of marketing, where
Agree.
we're doing, yeah, where we're going to need to do print, as well as, and print in a eco-conscious way, so like digital, um like magazines or publications, something that people can wrap their mind around to see that you are an expert in the area that you are in.
Yeah, and I
Small group
was even gonna,
meetups.
yep, and I was even going to, not to cut you off, I was even going to say I'm not going to be surprised if business cards come back and make a boom
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
If not digital business cards, it's going to be
Hmm.
some type of
Something you can
phone
touch.
or more. Really, if you can't touch it, some type of, I think I was telling you right before, I was like, oh, I'm going to try to find a way to do it in a keychain,
Hmm.
because I think people are so busy. You got little kids, things are
Hmm.
happening. People always can't remember their phone number. It's
Hmm.
easy. You can swipe it, or some type of software where it's easy to exchange contact and social.
Hmm.
But I do agree with you that print business or
Hmm.
digital and print is about to boom.
Yeah. I think those are the key components. I think we're going to have to get back to some grassroots marketing, especially like right now when I talked about digital products. We're going to have to get away from the PLR digital products. That is like killing
Yeah,
the market.
that
I mean,
is.
these people are selling you products that they didn't create themselves, that they have no concept of the content of the products that they're selling. So I think people are going to be looking for real digital products that were created by the expert in the areas
Yes,
that they're in. I
yes.
think that PLR, print and repeat type digital product sales that people are saying they're getting so much wealth
No.
from is going to go away. I think we're going to really have to get back to basics in 2025, because we need to know that what we're hearing and what we're seeing is real. And again, that comes back from what has happened in this election. People need to know that the messaging is real.
Right. I'm telling you, it's going to get back to that. And I think it's going to push
Mhm.
the business owners to get clear about what they actually do, because it's
Mhm.
to the point you don't know. Everybody
Right.
sounds like they're an expert on everything. And I'm like, move past the general stuff. What are you an expert about? You should be able
Mhm.
to talk about what is it that you're doing.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing I see too. I think that conversation and that messaging is going to change. It's not going
Mhm.
to be so much. I feel like every businesswoman owner isn't going to focus so much on the makeup and the beauty and that aspect,
Mhm.
and they're going to really start making content about whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing, whatever there is that
Mhm.
they're expert about it. And I'm pretty sure you're seeing the same thing. It's
Yes.
like everybody is having the same conversation. I'm like, hey, if you're into finances, why are you storytelling? Why are you teaching us
Mhm.
about storytelling? Unless it's about
Mhm.
how the dollars and the cents is going to come together and have a baby, and it's going to be $1 in my bank account. Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing here? You're
Mhm.
missing it. So if people wanted to reach out and put you in a publication or put you
Mhm.
on a station, and you have to talk with 6 other people, are you going to
Mhm.
be talking about their topics or your topic?
But one of the reasons why I think people do what you're saying that they do is
Yeah.
because they're trying to make sure that they don't lose the money, right? So it's not
Yeah.
about the business, it's not about the messaging, it's not about the client. Is, oh, you're willing to give me money? I'm willing to take it. So they have no clear vision as to what they actually do and who they do it for. Is whoever